And welcome to Air Tycoon Online, episode 24. Insane. But basically, I have a new hub in Frankfurt, and it's so free, I wanted to make another episode just today. And what I meant by free is look at it. Everything you can imagine that you could want is available to it. So, like Jeju to Frankfurt, I'm pretty sure, due to the size of Frankfurt, I could actually upgrade the majority of these routes later on to larger aircraft like 747s, basically leased ones or not leased ones. Not really a big difference, and they would all be full, I'm pretty sure. Like, look at these kind of routes, like, holy shit. um like, obviously I'm gonna try not to take most of these routes with DC-8s and such, because it would simply be a waste that I'm using basically such large aircraft on such a small route. So yeah, I'm just gonna, go ahead and take all these routes with the biggest airplanes I have. And yeah, like, as you can see, I didn't even use Frankfurt to Detroit, because Detroit's not hub enabled. So basically, if the person who's hubbed in Frankfurt right now didn't bother to take it for this long, he's probably not gonna bother to take it now. But I'm gonna take it anyway. But yeah, I have a singular 747. But basically, I'm planning to probably purchase more of them. I know I have a lot of leases available. Plus, I think my net profit is now like 900 million a turn. So that's pretty good. Like, I can purchase quite a few large aircraft every turn. Even if I buy them outright, and if I lease, 747s, then I can buy even more. Like, yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty basically 900K now. It's up a lot. Basically, what I did is I went through my airports, and like, a lot of them were red, basically, and red is no good. You want them to not be red. Uh, and I fixed all of that. So now that all of that's fixed, my profit went up drastically, actually. Um, so that's good to know, guys. If you guys think you should be making more profit than you have, it might be because a lot of your airports are full and you haven't noticed or some shit. Maybe that's something that only happens to me ever, because I'm the only kind of person I can imagine who's ignorant enough to not notice that kind of stuff. But, like, who knows? Maybe some of you guys too are basically the same way as me. I can totally imagine that. But anyways, on the other note, I'm gonna start taking as many of these high, like, number but not too high number routes right now. As you can see, I only have a certain number of larger aircraft and I want more of them, but obviously I don't have more of them, so I can only make what I have. I think I'll use my DC 1030s, even though I'm not taking advantage of the range. Um, though I don't really want to. I really want to be saving them, basically. The DC 1030s for range routes with the appropriate range. Because, of course, I can use DC 1040s or some other city, or some other aircraft for routes which are usually around that big. So I don't really feel like wasting them. No way. Literally nobody's taking it to Shenzhen. That's insane, guys. That's insane. How far is something like Jakarta to Frankfurt? There's not many routes, it seems like, in that exact range, which I'm losing my train of thought. In that exact range where I can make this kind of route, like, not many, like, but I see there's the large potential, as you can see, for 747s and that kind of stuff. So I don't want to be wasting these routes on tiny, like, smaller DC 1040s. So I want to be using, like, the more modest kind of routes for my DC 1040s. I don't want people to, come and make competition, but, like, I think I'm gonna make these kind of routes with DC 1040s, and of course later on I can upgrade these routes using 747s, and that's not a big deal. But yeah, look at this. It's just so juicy. Oh, I've got, like, no other way to describe it. Like, it is so juicy. And what should I use my DC 1030s for? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use them to claim some of these routes as fast as possible. But man, too bad. I could be using DC 1040s, which have higher fuel efficiency for these routes for the same cost airplane. So that's, maybe can I lease DC 1040s? I can lease DC 1010s, I think, but those aren't stopover capable. Yep, I can lease DC 1010s. Like, Frankfurt's also in the perfect location where it's just in the right spot, so that you can lease, um, or so that you can fly stopovers there. Um, See, that's out of range of the DC 1040. So I don't feel bad taking this with a DC 1030. You see what I mean? Um, and what can I make that to? Something like that. Managua. Wow, Managua is pretty big too. I love this world, guys. I love this world. The World Traveler Index is good. I was pretty frustrated because my planes weren't making quite as much as I thought they should be, but that turned out to be a very trivial to fix issue. So now that that's fixed, though, I'm having a really good time making these really good routes, basically. I'm really, really happy that I found Frankfurt. Like, it's just so free feeling. Yeah, what else can I make? And want out of range of 9,200, or I want 11,200. Because 11,200 is. Ooh, Johannesburg. Guys, these routes are too good. Like, this feels like the route I'm making right now, that I should be taking with a 747 lease. But, dang. Yeah, this really feels like the kind of route I should be taking with a 747 lease. I have much worse routes flying 747s. Maybe I should go and put some of my DC 1030s on those worst 747 routes and grab a few 747s to play with. That's a good idea. What was I looking for? Jesus Christ. I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. Johannesburg. Okay, I'll just use a DC 1040. That's fine. Whoops, don't want two. Just want one. There we go. Yeah, maybe I should free up some of those 747s which aren't performing too well. Some of them are on really bad routes, to be honest, and get those 747s flying on some of these beast routes I'm finding right now. Like, Frankfurt is just so much bigger than I've ever seen a Frankfurt before. I usually don't put much priority or thought about Frankfurt. It's just, in the back of my head, Frankfurt exists. It's pretty terrible. But now in this world, that's completely not right. Frankfurt is amazing. Like, there's three potential 747 routes I can find to this city. So, okay, Sao Paulo is out of range of a 747 proper one, but like I'll buy a literal 747-200 for that route. Um, but yeah, that's 747-200 or 400, whatever the original one is. 100. There we go. Rio, that's another 747. Johannesburg, that could be another 747, but for some reason I didn't. I could be putting 747s to routes like Sapporo, to Hiroshima, to Kagoshima, to literally so many of these cities. Um, but I'm stuck with DC 1040s and stuff. So let's not take all the good routes. Let's leave something. So let's go. I think I've already done that. No, I haven't. This is like a decent route, but not too decent. Now, should I crowd all my routes into one of these Frankfurt airports? I think I should, because if I cram all my routes into one airport, basically what that will allow me to do is buy a maintenance depot there and create massive, massive savings. So I'm not gonna like overcrowd one airport, or I'm gonna overcrowd one airport instead of spreading out. Now, in the case of Singapore, like Singapore, as you can see, has some great routes available to it as well. The Manchesters and Glasgow stand out to me, but I needed slightly longer range aircraft to meet it, so I've bought those aircraft, and now I can make those routes. Obviously, the stopovers aren't as good because there's only a few available, but nevertheless, they are still, these are still pretty okay routes. Like, the Singapore to Manchester leg will definitely be very profitable, and even the Australia leg will be decent too, just because Singapore is a relatively large city. This is why I really love worlds with a high World Traveler Index, because all of a sudden so many more routes become viable when you have more big cities. Basically, when you have a smaller world, what happens is there's not actually that many cities which are greater than 400, basically. Like, if you look at your map and count the number of cities where if you add up the business and tour, there's not many over 400, and even if your world traveler index is really high, it still doesn't make that many more over like 400. Some will get very close, but maybe there's like 50 or 60 cities basically where the combined business and tour is over 400. Um, maybe there's probably more. There's probably like 80 or something like that. But basically speaking, if you're trying to make, okay cities like 600-ish, you probably want to connect them to another city which is around 400-ish. But there's actually not too many of those routes available if you just, add all of the possible ones in the world up. There's not that like infinitely many available. However, if you add up how many routes which if you add up the number of routes which are possible when you consider you can do a very large city to a smaller city, then you end up with a huge amount, and it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I like if you count how many cities you can like make to London or something, which is a large city, how many you can add up the combined business tour of the route to over 1,100. It's basically every single city with an airport, because anything to London is already 1,000 when your London is 1,000. You know what I mean? It's freaking fantastic. Like, yeah, London itself is 1,100. Like, insane. So London to anything will fill up basically. I'm pretty sure. Uh, can I make that into a stopover route? Vladivostok to Singapore. Need to stop it over to something pretty far south, like Casablanca. Too far. It's not proper. All of that's not proper. I need something farther south. So I have Abu Dhabi. I can do that. Um, no, that's not really worth taking with a DC 1030. So I'm just gonna take it with a DC 8. Like it would fill up the DC 1030, but I have so many routes to take right now. I don't really think that's the best option. Now, why aren't I making all my routes to Frankfurt? Just because I'm kind of lazy and I like need to wait for the slot request. So stuck doing that for now. In the meantime, I guess I'll just keep making routes to good old Singapore. Um, how's a city like that doing? What's the smallest direct route I have to a city right now? It's probably like something like this. Oh, it's not even me. Um, Gdansk. Is that 1030 direct? That's a 1030 direct. That's making decent money. That is making decent money indeed, actually. Uh, maybe we could do some. Ooh. I think that's the exact range of a DC 1030. 10,622. That number looks really familiar, guys. I'm pretty certain that's the exact range of a DC 1030. Yep, 10,622, guys. I wonder if there is like enough like possible routes in this game so that you can actually find any range route. I'm pretty sure it might be possible actually. Like from X city to X city, like there's probably only a few missing numbers where you just cannot make that range because like for every range plane I've seen so far, I found a route which is exactly the correct range. I think one of the ones I couldn't is I could not find an exactly 10,000 route like range route. I know Kuala Lumpur to there's somewhere around here is exactly 10,000. It's like an important city I think, which is why I know. Not Frankfurt. Zurich, there you go. And 9,999. That's the closest I could get to 10,000. But I know I found a route which is once the exact range of a DC-8. Cannot tell you where it was. But yeah, that's pretty funny actually. It's the exact perfect range. What a chance. What a chance, guys. Ooh, I could do something like this. Now, it's not even that great, but it's just fun. Yeah, it's not even good, but it's just fun. Um so rarely you get to make stopovers with a small city in the middle. Why is Algiers stopover enabled? I feel like every city which reaches 400 or like total, like higher total business and tour should like automatically stopover enable itself. Um, or even 350. Like I feel like the stopover enable thing is really really annoying in this game because it just prevents so many fun routes from being made basically. Um, what else? What else? Oh, I remember what DC 1030s are for. DC 1030s are for Los Angeles stopovers because you can do a stopover that looks something like this, which is pretty cool. I think some point around here it's going to become valid. Yep. So, you can make pretty cool stopovers like this with DC 1030s. I'm going to claim most of those Frankfurt routes I was looking at with hopefully 747 leases and a mix of 747 leases and just straight up bought DC 1040s. I don't think I have much competition, so I'm in no hurry to take any of those routes. Like I can just chill and uh, buy planes at my leisurely pace, and I'll have more than enough to make those. So I think I can only lease one right now because of my cash amount, but whatever. Yeah, 52,000 to lease 1747, insane. 52,000 K. There we go. And let me fill my fuel tank. Why not? Save myself like 6K. Yeah, the fuel tank is feeling really not worth it anymore. It's just not doing very much for the effort it takes to fill. Like, maybe if I had like 30 of them, they would save enough like fuel or like probably like 10 fuel tanks. And then I'd be like, yes, I need to fill my fuel tanks every turn. It'll save me like 60K a turn. But then later on, we were making, 3 billion a turn or was it 300, yeah, 3 million K a turn, like when you're starting to profit to that kind of extent, then even freaking it's basically really hard to motivate like you to fill the tank. It just not doesn't do anything as a percentage of your company, you know what I mean? Maybe you don't, but basically once you get really 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 large, the motivation to fill the fuel tanks goes down dramatically. Is there anything I could do? Is this valid? Yes. Okay, that's surprising. Um, oh, it's not. For some reason, I did not see that little warning. Is that valid? No. Are there any new airports? Not Cordoba. Not Santa Cruz. Not Cali. Not Caracas. No. Is that valid? Oh. That's barely a right angle, guys. Come on. Guam have an airport? Nope. Does Port Vila have an airport? Ooh. Why did I say it like that? Like, that was a terrible airport. Port Moresby. That is a usable airport. Let me buy some slots there. But anyways, guys, as you can see, I'm starting to get a little bit bored. Um, I was gonna claim Frankfurt this episode, but I ended up waiting for Frankfurt slots most of this episode and using the aircraft elsewhere. I think I still have a lot of aircraft. Hold up. Yeah, I still got 12 DC-8s, so I can take some DC-8 routes. I should stop buying DC-8s. Holy crap. Nizhny Novgorod to Los Angeles. Yeah, if I want to use DC-8s, I can buy larger aircraft, replace other routes with DC-8s, and then use those DC-8s. That's probably a better way to do it. I have more than enough DC-8s, so that's not a proper stopover route, but that's a proper stopover route. So that city's Georgetown is farther south, so I'm gonna use it just by a little bit, but maybe for a certain route here or there, that little difference in will make a viable or a difference in whether or not I can create a route and it's proper or not. But I'm basically running out of possible stopover routes with LA because I've basically used every city in a 180-degree radius almost now. So yeah, but anyways, I can't wait for a 767 now because 767 has a really big impact on the kind of routes you can make. Like right now, I'm kind of still stuck to this side. Like, like I can make a route like this to LA, right? And then where do I stop over? Like, can I reach there? Nope. And then I have to come up here, and it's like, can I reach there? Yes, I can. But then it's not a proper stopover route. So it's like, what's the point? you know. I could make something like this actually, Nanjing to LA, which could fill up a direct like kind of plan I'm trying to do right now. But I could do something like that. That works. I'll just make that because it's better than a direct. It's better than a direct because one day I can upgrade that to a 7 ish kind of aircraft, and it'll be full. Uh, so yeah, it's a bit too big for a 777 in like these days because satisfaction is pretty low. But satisfaction gets better as time goes on, and I got more slots in Frankfurt, guys. It's time to have more fun. Um, yeah, but I don't really want to waste a lot of these good routes for Frankfurt on tiny ass DC-8s. So I'm actually gonna do what you guys would consider shitty routes and what I consider shitty routes to Frankfurt first, which is kind of odd. Uh, like this kind of route, the just below par, in my opinion. I'm gonna do these kind of routes to Frankfurt first, actually, just because I have the planes for it, and I'm gonna do the rest with larger DC 1030s or 1040s, probably 1040s. I want 1040s. Mm, yeah, just so I can make as much money as I can per effort of playing. Then again, I have a lot of effort to expend right now because I just finished my exam. I have another one, but I don't feel like studying for it. So, well, I'm gonna have to feel like studying for it soon. Otherwise, we're gonna have a big problem. But, ooh, Rome. Right. I also had a plan to make a route to Rome because I need a route in Rome. Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City needs slots. It's always good to request slots when you see that you need slots somewhere where it's full or something, just so the next time you come around and like in trying to make a route or something, you have slots available. San Antonio is surprisingly good, but it's mostly business. So I know business doesn't really affect the goodness of the route, but for some reason I feel like some people do think that it makes a difference, and it's kind of infecting me too. Because I see a lot of people when they're talking about passenger routes talk only about tour. I'm not sure if that's right, because I really have not noticed any difference. It might just be because every city with a good tour almost has a good business too. But then again, then Athens would be really good, wouldn't it? Because Athens has got like 400 tour. But let me check. Okay, if Athens has like 400 tour, nobody's made Athens to any good city, but like to any bad city, I mean, so we can actually test it. But like, if this is like a 747, oh, I can't even look at it. I hate that you can't look at routes unless you have a hub there. Oh well, I'll eventually have a hub in every city just for shits and giggles, basically. St. Louis is a bit too good. Kansas City, that's the ballpark. See, I'd like Kansas City to London as a 747. It's not a 747. I thought it was. Okay, at least I haven't lowered my standards that far. But what other mediocre shitties do we have over in here? Nanjing is not even mediocre anymore. It's a freaking thing. Akita is pretty mediocre. I like to think of Akita as a better city than it is, but it's the most mediocre city in Japan. So let's make this. I think I should be charging more for business. Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember now. Frankfurt is the only hub so far I have which doesn't have a lounge because I just forgot. So that's really unfortunate. But yeah, that means my classes might be not very good for Frankfurt either because all my classes are slightly skewed towards business and first compared to the way I usually run my aircraft, for the simple reason that I have so many freaking lounges for almost no reason, but I do, so I may as well take advantage of it, but I can't really take advantage of that with Frankfurt, unfortunately. I just forgot, man. I forgot when the promotion was on, and now it's kind of expensive. But I feel like in my major hubs, if Frankfurt, which Frankfurt looks like it's becoming, I should, um, I should use the thing anyway. I should use lounges anyway, because the 6 credits will more than pay for itself in passengers over time. Um, yeah, like 6 credits or 4 credits or whatever the lounge cost is so little. You know what I mean? Especially considering when I win this round or come in second or third or fourth or even fifth, it'll give me more than enough credits to play with lounges and shit like, yeah, shit like having a single airport like Paris and that kind of little fun shits and giggles kind of thing. Another thing is I hope I want to catch up to Aves because it feels embarrassing being behind somebody who plays this game for maybe like I don't know like maybe half at most the time I do. So, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. That's about it for today. See you guys next time.